I grew up in the desert my whole teen years. I worked digging in the sand and lava rock, mining open pit, underground, and chasing the dream. It was bred into me by my family and by men that survived world wars. Famine in the roaring 20s, they could work all day in the summer heat for weeks, months, and years, and their most profound complaint was having to stop because they needed to sleep. Some would say they had gold fever. They would say, I'm going to buy my wife a new dress or that ranch they always dreamed of. Most of the men I worked with in my family would take odd jobs to make ends meet or buy the material they need for prospecting. I remember my grandfather taking me to Nogales, Arizona, to a mine, an open pit to load out and crush rocks to run the dust on the water gravity table. We found silver, nickels, some gold, but mostly he was mining scheelite, which was primarily used as an ore for extracting tungsten. My pops was a boiler's mate in the Navy World War II. I watched him start a cat air compressor that had been sitting for 20 or more years, with baling wire, a wire brush, and a can of either. He knew how to make things run. Pops was my guardian and I was his partner. We explored old trails, and that's where I learned to drive. At the age of 12, he set me up with wood blocks taped to my feet so I could touch the pedals on an old International Harvester 4x4 crew cab long bed truck carrying all the tools, while he drove the bigger equipment pulling trailers up hills. A billy goat would have problems ascending all the while rolling a cigarette. He never treated as a kid. I felt like I was second in command. He even put me in charge of the workers we need to have for a lot of the heavy lifting. We searched old claims for any possibilities, making it rich. I can go on and on sharing those adventures with everyone, but I think we need to talk about the photos and the videos. In the late 50s, Lorene, my aunt, married Gus, and he had a dream to build an oasis in the desert. His first task was to find the right location, and that was Newberry Springs, 25 miles east of Barstow, between the old road Route 66 and the 15 to Vegas, and establish a corporation to bring in investors. You can see the plans he put together, the infrastructure and lakes he built. I worked for free. It was family, so I got room and board and occasionally watermelon. Plus, I could cool off in the water pump ponds anytime I liked. I learned how to mix mortar, mud, and make blocks. It was a great experience, and learning about the desert life interesting. I learned respect and to be happy with what we have. I also learned a trade and the thrill of the hunt for treasure. There is a lot more and many stories I could tell about the 8 years I worked in the desert building man-made lakes, but I'll save it for another video. Let me know if you would like to read and see more. This video is made for your entertainment and the posterity of all of those men and women that made Gus's dream come true in providing a heartwarming memory for me. The lakes still to this day live on, as well as the pistachio orchards my pops and I created. Unfortunately, when the land lease was up for my aunt's lake, they had to shut the pumps off, which killed the lake, as you can see in the last photos of the slideshow. Thank you for watching. I'm happy you found interest enough to watch this far. If you did, leave me a comment, ask a question, and subscribe to keep me motivated. I'll continue to make videos for YouTube using Wondershare Filmora editing software, all the while trying to improve with every upload. I see the dislike as well as all the likes on my videos, but the negative reaction only motivates me to strive for excellence. And as long as I can pull my boots on, I'll continue to upload. Bye for now.